your family killed?
I stopped, did a slowly on my vehicle. He pulled it into the garage, pulled it out, and it has an air suspension, and the rear end of the vehicle was sitting low. So we turned it off, turned it back on, acted like it wanted to start it up, but it wouldn't start it up. One of the other mechanics came and told the manager that apparently the one that worked on my vehicle let it down too fast and blew out one of the, I guess you'd call it a balloon, so it wouldn't hold air. And he admitted to the mistake, and they raised it back up. He showed me where the damage was, and I said, okay. He pointed at the passenger side, and then he said, so if you want to pay for the parts on the driver's side, then we'll do it. And I said, sure, okay. Because it's a 10-year-old vehicle, it's not perfect. I said, sure. And he was going to call and get prices of the parts. 2 hours later, he called back, said my car was ready. I went there. He was not there. The mechanic was there, but my car was still sitting low. We tried to start it up. It would not fill up with air and stay up off of the rear tires. So I came home and repeated the process 2 hours later. The manager was there. He had another mechanic there who was supposedly an expert on Mercedes-Benz. This is a Mercedes-Benz 2013 CLS 550. And they tried to tell me, and at that point, the vehicle was kind of sitting crooked. Like the rear right was sitting low, the rear left was sitting lower, the front was higher, and it was just all out of whack. And the mechanic that was supposed to be the expert told me that there was something wrong with there was a button in the console that you can press if you want to raise your vehicle 4 inches, maybe for for high water, or for low dips. You don't want to scrape your bottom. And also, the vehicle will adjust as you go to higher speeds. It will automatically lower down to the ground to get better aerodynamics. So he tried to tell me there was something wrong with that. I, of course, strongly disagreed. And I said, well, I'm going to take it and have somebody else check it out. I was going to take it to a Mercedes-Benz. As I went to pull out of the parking lot, I heard a big pop, and my car dropped back down again. So I backed it back in. I asked them to come back out again. While the mechanic was in the vehicle, he was turning it off, starting it up, seeing what happened. I was talking to the manager. At that point, the manager had changed his whole attitude about, I don't want to pay to repair something if I don't know that our guys actually did it. It could be something age-related. It could, not be, he just started throwing all this stuff out. And I said, well, it's obviously the suspension because it won't raise up. And then as soon as I finished that, the mechanic got out and said, yeah, there's definitely something wrong with the suspension. So I just said, okay, I didn't, things starting to get heated. So I said, well, I'm going to go, I have to leave for a week. I have to go to work. Decide what you want to do with it and let me know. So a week later, I go back, and the car's not there. And I said, well, it's at Mercedes-Benz, and the guy's checking it out. And I said, great. Somebody who actually knows what they're doing is going to try to get it fixed. So I gave it a couple more days. I stopped by, and as I'm pulling up, I walk into the office, and he's on the phone saying, so what's going on with the CLS 550? So, I get this idea that he hadn't thought about the vehicle. Oh, well, the guy was telling me, he was talking on the phone, and apparently it wasn't at Mercedes. It was at another Tire Choice, which is, a couple miles south of the Mercedes-Benz here in our city. And he couldn't figure it out either. So I said, so give me the number and give me your manager's number and give me the number to the main office. He gave me the number to the main office, but would not give me the number to his boss. A couple hours later, he called and said, well, I talked to my boss and said that our insurance will cover the damages. He said, file a claim. This is what he said. He didn't say that they would cover it. I'll be clear about that. But he said, file a claim. So, and, this happened over like a 2-week period. And then I had to wait a few days for their insurance to contact me. It was Travelers Insurance, and the representative was in New York. And they said, well, we're gonna have it towed to a Mercedes-Benz and have it diagnosed, because if it's an age-related, then they won't pay for it. So, how they were going to figure that out, who knows? It was so, but if it was done by the mechanic, it was, they're doing, then they were paid for it. So I said, okay, I'm not sure how you can figure that out. So a couple of days went by. I was waiting to find out when it was taken to Mercedes-Benz, and I called the Mercedes-Benz. I had spoken to a service advisor there, and she said the car wasn't there yet. So I called Eric, was the guy's name at Travelers Insurance. He didn't know where my car was. So I got the number to I had received a call from a representative from Tires Choice, and their main their mother company was called Monro. He called me, and I had his number, so I called him, and I don't know where your car is, so let me make some calls and find out where the car is. And so he called back later on that day and told me, oh, your car is still at the Tires Choice down the street from Mercedes-Benz. So I said, okay, so when are they going to take it there? Well, let me work on that. So the next day I went there myself. I went to the Mercedes-Benz, to the Tires Choice, to see what I had to do to expedite. I had already went to Mercedes-Benz and cleared them having it towed in. That was what the Travelers Insurance guy, Eric, told me I had to do. Did that. A couple of days before that, I went to Tires Choice. What's going on with my car? We need to have it towed here. Okay, well, we need to have it towed there. I got to get it diagnosed. And so finally figured that out. I think it took them 2 more days to get it there, because the initial tow truck wasn't proper for my type of vehicle. And so it's another day, and that was a Friday. So Friday, and I had spoken to 2 separate service advisors at Mercedes-Benz, who was also kind of involved in this now. And I'll explain to you why. She said, okay, your car is here. We're going to, no, they had diagnosed it. I apologize. They diagnosed it first, and then a couple of days ago, it called me to oh, no, it's age related. So they said there was some dry rot or something to the parts or something to that effect. I said, oh, okay. And of course, I received a call from Travelers Insurance, Eric. He told me the same thing. I said, okay, well, I got to have my car back because I have to go to work. I've been borrowing my car from my brother, who needed his car back. So I said, I had to pay for it. So I got they got the diagnosis. It's supposedly age related. Said, okay. So I paid for it. And then soon after, I got a CC'd email from the service rep to Monro, to the insurance company, saying that I agreed that it was age related and they had nothing to do with the damage. So of course I responded immediately and said, I never said that. I just had to get my vehicle fixed because I need to work. So that happened. And then she said, okay, so we're going to get order the parts later that day. She called back. And it was a Friday. We're going to order the parts. They should be here Monday or Tuesday. And I'll let you know as soon as they get here, and then give you an update on when you'll get your vehicle back. So it was Monday morning. I texted her and said, please save parts. because I want to go to court. I got to have, if I have some parts that it's age related, or maybe they can tell how, okay, so maybe it was, it was 10 years old, but could have lasted another day, could have lasted a week, could have lasted a year, because it was still working, right? So I said, save the parts. Didn't hear from her all day. So the Tuesday, I was getting ready to go down there and say, please save the parts. I got a text saying my car was ready to be picked up. And sorry, they couldn't save the parts because it was infested with some kind of spider, and they put it out back, and one of the cleaning crew threw it away. So that's where I'm at now. That happened this past week, and talking to you guys, and I've got some emails from some consumer lawyers that might be able to help. And, at least try to recoup part of it, because it's obvious he did something wrong, and they should be at least responsible for part of it, which ended up costing $4,500 total, because I had to pay extra money when I picked it up for shop fees and this fee and that fee, and let's make up another fee for him to pay, right? But I had to get my car back. So that's where I'm at now. Other than a partial refund or some kind of payment, I don't think they could, because I wouldn't want to go back and use they could offer me like free oil changes or anything like that, because why would I want to deal with them anymore? Especially because that was another thing. They should have said right from the start that, okay, our mechanics aren't trained to work on Mercedes-Benz vehicles or vehicles with air suspension, which they did not do.